Rosie.
My name is Rosie.
Rosie, that's right. I got it wrong. Sorry about that. It's Miss Rosie. And can you tell us where you live?
Where I work?
Where you live?
Oh, just a minute.
Luther something.
Luther Manor. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
I couldn't remember what it was.
I know. And you have your own apartment.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
108.
108, yeah. And they feed you a couple times a day if you want.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
and
do.
you have ladies who come in and sort of tidy up and help give you
No,
your...
they once they make my bed in the morning. That's
Just a
all they do.
little bits,
The
yeah.
rest I take care of myself.
Yes. You do your own laundry, right?
I do everything.
That's nice. And why do you like that place? Do you like that place?
Well, it took me a while to like it, but now I'm glad I'm there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really quite marvelous.
Very comfortable. It's very. It's cool in there.
Yeah.
And I have a lovely beautiful pond next to my.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And birds and wildlife come through there quite often.
Flowers on my front porch where I go and sit.
Oh, that's right.
Sure. That's very nice.
It is very, very nice.
Yeah.
And then in the mornings when you get up, you get dressed and then you go down to the atrium and there's usually a bunch of fellas that are there.
And say hello to everybody that
Nice.
and new people that
you sort of show them around and show them the ropes. It's very nice. So there's like about 6 or 8 guys and they're all very nice.
It's growing.
It is
it's
nice.
Bigger, yeah.
That's good. You know, it's fun to have a good group like that. Yep.
Today, Saturday, we have a lady that bakes every Saturday. She brings an apple cake or
really?
Yeah, she's really nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good friend to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Do they still have the darts?
Yeah, well, they're off now for the summer.
Oh, they're off.
They had their picnic 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that was always fun there.
Oh, golly, yeah.
And they good food, too. They make a bratwurst and a whole table full of
they used
food.
to have one guy would barbecue the meat. And then all of us gals, the wives, would bake, and I would always make baked beans.
Oh, yes.
I always big kettle full. Yeah, you have to have.
A lot of good doings on it that day. Well, we went out in our boat on Tuesday, first maiden voyage of this year.
Oh yeah.
And the boat ran flawlessly, and we had 9 people on board.
Whoa.
Teresa was there, Sean was there, and Teresa's kids, she got 3 now, Gio and Aiden, who's about 8, and then the baby. And then Sean's girls, oh my God, they're big now. They're taller than me.
The twins, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about 13 or 14 years old.
Really?
Yeah, they're very quiet, but they're very nice. And so they were along, and I don't know if that adds up to 9 or 8, but then myself. And the baby, he got on my knee, and he was steering the boat.
He was a co-captain.
He was. And then he found the horn. There's a little horn on the dashboard. Honk, 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 honk. So whoever wanted to go swimming could go swimming. And we have a platform right there, like a ladder. See it? Mm-hmm. And they get on that and they can put the ladder down, step, 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 and they're in the water, you know? And we make them have a life preserver on because some kids say they can swim, but some kids really need it.
Yeah.
So everybody has a life preserver on as soon as they're even on the dock. We don't, you keep your life preserver on the whole time. And it's nice. So what happened was, because Sean is somehow always in trouble, he was sitting on the back there, and I said, Sean, help whoever wants to get out of the boat to get on the platform, get them in the water, and then give them a rope that they could hold on to so they don't drift away. So he gives the kid, Aiden's the first one. He's brave. And he had the life jacket on, so there was no real danger.
Yeah.
We give him a noodle, And Sean gives him the rope, but the rope's not tied onto anything. And now the kid is drifting away, and he throws the rope away, and he's drifting,
Yeah.
Pretty soon he's 20 feet away. And I said, well, Sean, maybe you should jump in and get him, because he's going to drift. There was no other boats. There was no real danger.
No.
And Sean, well, I don't really want to. And I says, so then Teresa gets up. She gives the baby over to Gio, and she gets in the water and swims after her kid. She brought an extra noodle, and now they're about 50 feet away from here to across the alley.
Yeah.
And there was no real danger, so I says, she's never going to be able to pull him back.
Yeah.
So I said to Ava, who learned how to do the anchor thing, Ava, crank up the anchor, and she presses the switch, and it comes up, perfect. And I said, everybody get their hands in, and I put the motor back down, and I started her up, and I made a big loop.
Oh, really?
Yes, with the boat. So where they were drifting, it would drift into us. And then I cut off the boat, and as planned, they drifted right into us. And this time, Sean, I said, now throw him a rope, all right?
Yeah.
Sean did.
I think I would have got a little intense.
I was a little bit, because I don't know.
Yeah.
So then Aiden was not even scared at all. He come out, he was all smiles. And he said, I don't want to come out yet. I said, okay, you swim with the rope now. And then Teresa come out, and this little girl, her name is Aubrey. And then she's a cousin to Aiden, about the same age, and she's just as cute as a button. And she has this swimming hat on, cap, the old side, like a shower one. And she says she want to go. Okay, go on the platform. And it's the first time she ever was swimming, and she was not at all hesitant. And she got in the water, and Sean gave her a rope. Give her a rope.
She had security, yeah.
Yeah, so she had a noodle and, of course, the life vest, and she floated with a big smile on her face. She really loved it.
How old is she?
8.
Oh, gosh,
And brave, real brave for 8. And then nobody else wanted to go in, even Gio, because he loves swimming, but they didn't feel like it. So now it comes time to get them all out. And Teresa comes out first.
Yeah.
Get her a towel. She get a towel, and then she sat down. She take her baby back now.
Yeah.
And then next comes Aiden. Get him a towel. And then he got a towel. And then he came and sat down in his spot. And then last comes Aubrey. And then, what are we, run out of towels? Get her a towel. They couldn't find a towel to give her. Finally, they did. Here's a towel. And she put a towel on, and she was the bravest sailor of them all.
Oh.
And then she came in and she sat back and said, how did you like it? She was enjoying it.
This was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll never forget it. So then I fired the boat up because I was a little worried, because we had the radio on, just like a car.
Yeah.
A boat can run out of the battery can go down, and then you can't start it. Then what are you gonna do? Oh my God! So I was a little worried. So I says, everybody in. I just got to start this motor, make sure I can, So I did. I fired up the motor, and everybody was in. And then we took a couple laps around the lake, and they were enjoying it. I said. And the girls are very quiet. Eva, she could run the anchor, but pretty much Emma, a quiet girl. And I says, what do you think, Emma? She says, go faster. I never thought I'd hear that out of her. She's like, can you go faster? I said, a little bit, but this with so many people, and we're going fast enough.
They had a good time yesterday, I'm sure.
Fast enough.
They had a good time yesterday, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then the day come to an end, and we offloaded everybody at the pier. It was safe. And we put the bimini down, and we put the boat on the trailer. And everybody helped out. So it was real easy.
Yeah.
And then from there we went directly to the Asian buffet
Oh
in
my
Menominee
gosh,
Falls.
that whole gang?
Yeah, 3 or 4 carloads of people.
Yeah.
And Linda, who missed that whole day, she showed up at 5 o'clock at
Get
their
outta
buffet.
here.
Yeah, we called her and she come too. So there was about 10 of us for the buffet.
Yeah, it was a house full.
Yeah, and Sean paid for it. It was really nice of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, did the girls live with Sean? Or
yeah, the deal is Sean lives in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
The girls live with his mother, their mother.
Well, that's
Krista.
what I mean. The girls live with their mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's what happened in a sense. Sean's staying over there by Krista, because Krista's out of town, and the girls are up in Minneapolis watching Taylor Swift. You know who she is? Well, she's the newest hot sensation, the singer, Taylor
okay.
Swift.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's wonderful. They call them, the girls who follow her, they're Swifties.
It's
Yeah.
not just girls, it's grown men like her too.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Everybody likes her.
She's very, very talented.
She's been around like 10 years already.
So here's the thing. They bought tickets early,
Yeah.
and you can buy the tickets at the normal price. I don't know, $100 a ticket.
Was this at Summerfest?
No, up in Minneapolis. That's where they're now. So the girls got the tickets. Now, as it gets closer to the due date of the concert, the tickets are scarce and rare, so the prices go up. Sean said, they had just 2 tickets. He says, those tickets are worth $12,000.
Oh, come on.
That's what he said. And they're, it's on the internet or whatever. I don't know how to believe it, but he says to the girls, why don't you let me sell them?
Yeah.
Nope, we want to see her.
No kidding.
He says that's like a car. When you get out of high school, this is like a car for you.
Yeah.
No, we want to see her. So that's where they're at.
Elvis Presley.
That's what he said. Not each, but for the both of them.
Well, still, $6,000 a ticket?
Somehow they go up in price. And she had same kind of problems where one of the concerts, they went way high in price.
Oh,
And it was
they
about
had a lot of
the
trouble.
middleman.
They had something on television.
Somebody's making a killing. So that's the end of my story.
Oh,
I told her about the boat day, and I asked her about how things are going at that manor.
It's nice. There's a nice breeze.
yeah.
You're okay, aren't you?
It was warmer before. It's getting cooler now. Not cooler, but it's lesser.
So you have nice little cheeseburgers with onions and potato salad.
Oh my God, regular picnic.
What else?
Yeah.
A Caesar salad.
And you got coleslaw, and if you want,
Oh my
potato
gosh.
salad.
I didn't open the coleslaw. I'm going to just do the potato salad. Is that okay?
Oh, that's whatever you want.
One thing at a
It's not
time.
dirty, that good.
Careful for that profits, right? I gotta move that boat forward. That's too far in.
Or you can move it for the 4th of July.
Yeah. It's easy to move.
Is that next week already?
I think we're gonna have about 20 guests. We invited Mike, and we invited Richard too.
Uh-huh.
And my son, he's gonna be gone, and AJ's already back home in Tucson. And then Lyndon Scott, Kathy and Al, me and Judy and you. Somehow it added up to almost 20.
Yeah.
So we'll have a house full.
And oh yeah, you always have a lot.
We invited Kenny and Ruthie, but they seldom show up. And and Teresa with her kids, so that's 5.
Okay. Oh.
With Devante, he might come too. So yeah, we added up to about 20.
Uh-huh.
And she's gonna boil up a bunch of brats and then just put them on the grill for a minute. And then we like to serve it all up in a big roaster.
Yeah.
3 different bays in there. It's gonna be beans, something in the middle, and then a lot of the rots.
It'll be the 4th of July.
Yeah.
They just put some trimmings in the atrium up
Is that
in
right?
the balcony today with the flags and all stuff. It's coming to be a holiday. They're starting to decorate all by us.
That's good.
Oh, I forgot the spoon for this.
Yeah, use it for
Boy, oh boy. It's really good, Tom.
Yeah.
good choice, eh? I got, what was the other? Vanilla? Just
Vanilla
regular?
bean.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? If you took chocolate and vanilla and peanut butter, that's what it is.
That's a mix?
And put it into a blender.
Yeah.
And it's real smooth.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like a mousse. I like a mousse.
Like a mousse.
Very good.
Ganache.
That's not good. Uncle.
Yeah. This lady, she's got 2 dogs. Do you know if she's here yet?
No.
She's got 2 dogs.
Yeah,
She's out there
She
somewhere.
should swim past, yeah. Yeah.
And one of them is very stubborn, the little one. The
Oh,
little-
that bulldog?
Yeah, and he stops.
Yeah.
And he wants to sniff her. What he wants to do, or he stops on the spot, and she can't get a number.
Oh, no.
She got to pull and tug. And there's a man who is with her too. So and the same thing, usually right at the same spot. I laugh.
Well, of course.
And then after he's ready, well, he'll go. But he's very, very funny, stubborn dog.
Pardon me.
The rich people were very heavy because they ate a lot of rich meats.
Oh, they
And the bigger your belly, the more status you had.
Is that you gotta carry it around.
And the women too. The bigger you were, the more you had
That was
meat.
years ago, but not today. They're separated.
Their teeth are like rotten.
Yeah.
Because if you had money, you could afford sugar.
Yeah.
And the more sugar you ate, the more your teeth rotted.
Is that why mine got so rotten? I went to all of them.
Daddy said he didn't go to a dentist till he was 14 years old and he had like 10 cavities.
Oh, sure.
He had terrible teeth.
We weren't told that we had to brush our teeth. We didn't have to do it when we were kids. I didn't have a toothbrush when I was young.
Oh,
Yeah.
Medicine, dentistry changes.
Like me, and right away. I'm cleaning my teeth up.
Okay.
I've got a lot of marks there. They're separated, you know. You have a desk. You have a nest right up in there.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, and I saw it before. I saw a couple of birds flying around in between in there.
Yeah.
And all the little beeping. And
The
they're hungry.
wrens.
They're
Yeah.
hungry, yeah.
You know, the ducklings, there were 8 ducklings were in the pool.
Oh,
And then they're gone. And that was
hatched.
last week. They hatched. She was sitting on them for a while they were still hatched. While they were hatched, they were out.
Yeah.
She was still sitting on them. And I went out there one morning and they were gone. There's just shells.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I thought, well, they probably went down to the river. They go to the river. I thought, well, I'm going to go look in that pool across the street and see if, because the older ducks were in there a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I go look, there's the mother sitting on the steps, and there's some little ducklings sticking out from around her, and there's one of them in the pool. One little duckling,
Yeah.
and there's
How do you go? Did he make any peep 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 sounds?
No. And that little one in the water, she was sitting on a step right at the bottom.
Yes.
And the little one couldn't get out. I noticed
Steps
that.
are too tall.
It was only like that far, but it was so little it couldn't get out. So it just kept paddling around. And I looked at like an hour later, and she was in the pool with all the ducklings. There were 8 of them, and then there was an egg on the steps. So one of them didn't hatch, and she took it with her.
Is that right? You never told me that.
Yeah, who saw that? Mary, Stephan, I think, saw that.
No kidding.
So, I thought, well, she must know what she's doing. You know, that there's all these steps, and some of them are like this big. Up.
Yeah, they're too high
Like
for them.
5 steps down, and the water's real low because it hasn't rained. And it's filthy in there.
I can imagine.
But they're ducks, you know. So I thought, well, she's pretty smart. She knows what she's doing.
So the fire department gets called because these ducks were going to drown because they could not get up the step.
Yeah.
So who called the fire department?
Well, I was trying to get to that.
I was moving along.
Am I boring you?
No, it just seemed like it was.
So I called I talked to Mark across the alley. I said, I don't know what to do. They're stuck in there. And he went and looked, and he's like, oh, maybe we could have put a plank in the water, and maybe they could come up the steps then.
Yeah.
It's not our property, you know. I don't want to go in there.
What,
So I
over here?
called,
In this pool over here?
I called the non-emergency police number, and they called the fire department.
A fire department came here on account of those ducks?
Yep, and they went in, and they said, is that your property? I said, no, but they were hatched by me, and they all walked across the street and jumped in that pool,
Yeah.
and they can't get out. So they took a big net, and they scooped them all up, and the mother was going crazy. Quack, 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 quack.
How many firemen were here?
4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5.
Is that right?
And they knocked on the door and they rousted the young lady who's supposed to be taking care, and she opened the door for them, and they went charged in, and they went through the garage or however to get to the pool, and then they scooped them all up with this giant net. But when they did that, I don't think it's too smart, was they took that and there was a cyclone fence between the next
Yeah.
neighbor,
Oh.
and they threw all them ducks in the next yard. And I don't see where that's any safer, you know.
Well, their goal is to get them out of the pool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're wild ducks. Go away.
It got to be out.
And they're gone.
Neighborhood.
And that's the last we saw or heard of them.
Tom doesn't like. I obsessed with the ducks, and he wanted to cut my story short because he didn't
Oh.
want to hear it again.
Well, now they're gone. You couldn't even name them.
I know I talked about the ducks too much, and he'd start looking around. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll stop talking about the
How
ducks.
many were there?
8 ducklings and 1 egg that hadn't hatched. She had brought that with her. It was on the
If
steps.
they ask once in a while, have the ducks, you know, I'll report.
Yeah, it was last. It's almost 2 weeks now, I think. So then I noticed that because when she was nesting there were a lot of feathers and leaves.
Yeah.
You know, she was there like a month.